Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. Another Tactical Tuesday, or, well, I don't think I can credibly get away with that anymore. Let's call these Terrible Tuesdays, because the matches that we have seen so far haven't been stellar. People have been doing all sorts of weird shit, but then again, that amuses me greatly, and I hope it does for you too. What I have here is, well, it's a lovely day on death row. No. I'm not sure you can say that. It's a lovely day on death row, and we have a 10v10 here, which means that you're going to have this very, very narrow funnel. Sure, you got a lot of mountains, you got some hills to play around with, you can sneak around with a helicopter, you can drop off some reconnaissance infantry, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff if you want to. But overall, most of the fight will be here. Somebody's already apparently ordering tactical nukes at the expense of my monetization. We have Stylo going over there. There's going to be all sorts of attacks happening inside the town, of course. Which, to some extent, I always used to think goes much to the favor of Red. Because Red has the two IL-102s. It has a bunch of flame infantry, in the sense that they have a Legion 90, they got the Spetsnaz. But, Blue definitely has quite a few very good counters. Lately, especially in Ranked, I've been fighting Chukyo and Za. They are no picnic. They are very, very annoying, very difficult to kill. Anyway, what we have over here is a nice, decent opener from Red. We got a book, a couple of transports going to the town. Some transports here, XA-185 KTs, MI2s, MI-24 VP, K-52. This looks like a nice combi to flank stuff. Somebody has to bring a Smirch, and it's the same guy who's operating the gunships. Over on the right, we have potentially a Helo drop-off and another Smirch. And towards the right, let's say the road, you got a large amount of NTR pieces, a couple of mortars, BMPT, another couple of NTR pieces, and some T-62s. So somebody's very afraid of getting Helo rushed, or, well, getting rushed by a large group of aerial contacts. That, however, is not why I'm showing you this replay. This is why I'm showing you this replay. Most notably, it is Droid Venom who sent it in, but I think it's Slacks who ordered a special group of hell for Red. This is a group of Laro 106 recoilless rifle jeeps. They're 10 points each. Very cheap. Armor, none. Rate of fire, decent. 7 rounds a minute. Accuracy, not great, unless you have 40 of them going at a single target. Oh, he does. Okay. I suppose you can kind of expect where this is going. Yes, they also have a whole bunch going towards the town, but if you look at this, I don't know, it doesn't even fit on screen. How far do I... There's the last unit, and let me just... There we go. There's the last one. And yes, this might have to do something with label merging that I have on. This column is going to have some fun with Red Force contacts. Whatever they happen to find. But good lord. They really do travel in packs, don't they? And if you look at these things, in contrast to the SDR F-9040, you can just see how big they really are. That's actually a pretty sizable difference. You also got an automatic back there, and of course, some vehicles which are decidedly not going on the road, because the road might very well, oh wait, be clustered. Fortunately, the recoilless rifle jeeps don't really have a problem with that. Note how none of them are quad stacked anymore, they're all singles. Hot singles coming to your area. There goes the rest of the monetization. But these hot singles are very easy to kill. Just make sure that you bring something that can do more than, well, not even more than 1 point of armor damage. Any HE damage will do. So a BMPT is going to eat these things for breakfast. If it was 1. If it was 2, maybe. If it was 3, it would be difficult. If there's this many, you're going to run into trouble. So Red 4 spots it. And Red 4 goes, holy Jesus. What on earth is that? Nobody expects the Danish Inquisition. Because all they can see so far is just hordes and hordes and hordes of these things. Just this massive swarm. And this is why some people just do not play tacticals. I mean, I think it's hilarious that people just push like this. But, of course, well... I think it's hilarious. Some other people might not agree with that. The red column over here on the right side is not really having a great time. But you remember that somebody said tactical nukes incoming? Well, they've arrived. 2 B5s. Glorious North Korean bombers carrying 30 HE bombs. 3,000 kilogram of ordnance is coming down. 2 of them, in fact. Now, if only there was a beautiful, fairly easy to kill target. Oh, there is. Oh, right. So, oh, by the way, the IL-102 also decides to pitch in, taking out at least the early swarm. But look at what happens here. I think this warrants slow motion. Boom. And there goes the second one, and that kills almost all the 106s. Just the amount of kills that were had here. Oh, there's somebody else who's also using the Laros. It's not just Slacks, it's also Blue Waffle Banquet. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are a few more. And these are not going to succumb to a B5 as easily. STR F9040s. These things have 3 side armor. And enough frontal armor to at least tank a few shots from a tank, especially when you're looking at T62s. So it's just gonna keep going. Now, my curiosity was, okay, where's red? Because you got this huge blue 4 blob. Where's red? Well, red's not there. Red's over here. Flanking. Flanking with an MI2T, flanking with an MI24, fighting off a scout defender with a K52 and Erico. As for the rest, they had those 2 B5s. Somebody had the, I think, 2 IL-102s. And, well, they turned out to be very useful. Just gonna need a few more. So, Final buys a Q5D. He starts whacking more units, killing quite a good number of them. And we're basically waiting for the B5s to come in again and clear up this huge blob. Or for Red Force XA-185 KTs to start charging down Echo. Because while Blue can reinforce here pretty quick, they currently do not have any kind of base defense. So ideally, these MI2s would not drop off the Spada over there, but just right inside of this sector. Because there's nothing defending it. So on paper, this can still go either way. In practice, you're gonna have to really kill a lot of Blue Force CVs and keep enough of your own alive. There comes the B5 again. And this time around, see, it didn't kill nearly as many. This time around, you're not going to be able to stop the flow, because it's gonna keep thundering down in your direction. So the only thing that red potentially could do is load up a CV into a helicopter and fly it out. And in the meanwhile, don't charge down here. Well, maybe to kill the 1 CV, but just charge right down the other road. Get everything out of your way and start murdering CVs as quickly as you can. That's 1 down. That's 2 down. Blue Force getting a little concerned. I've managed to drop off a couple of Dragonairs, but over here we've got 54088, who's not stopping. Unfortunately, at this point, a couple of Panzerbills show up, some more infantry, Dragonair, and STR F9040, so they never would have made it through. Regardless, they did do quite a number on some of the Blue Force CVs here, on some of the reinforcements, but yeah, this thing is just done. Now, what I'm curious about is how well the bombing run did. How many did they actually kill? Let's have a look. Just because it's so glorious, here we go again. The charge of the Light Brigade, the Laros coming in. And from the other side, we got the B5s and the IL-102s coming in at the same time. I'm hoping that these guys were communicating, because otherwise they will be wasting some ammo. But this is final. In more ways than one. This is final for the vehicles. And it's also final for all of these vehicles down here. Final currently has 0 points. That's about to change. Still 0 points, 70 points. 140 points. It's actually a little underwhelming, isn't it? The way that he got all of those things killed, and yes, I think it was Tikazak who got 240 points using the IL-102s. Still, with an explosion that large, you'd expect a bit more. But effectively, it means he killed 14 of these little buggers, and Slacks still has more. So when it comes to the end, when it comes to the results screen, I think we're going to find that those B2s, sorry, those B5s? If only you had a B2. That those B5s are not even going to be as cost-effective as you might like. Final currently has 430 points. I think that's about where it stops. Yeah, he surrenders. So he's not going to be getting that many more points. Still, in the meanwhile, Slacks, who was operating those Laros, has acquired 165 points. That's about the extent of it. And of course, with Red's air spawn completely out of commission, not only the B5s are useless, but also the IL-102s are useless. I just cannot call in anything else. So let's have a look. What does the end screen say? Here we go. 5,300 points in kills for blue, 2,985 in losses. Slacks, who was the main operator of those Laros, lost a whole lot more than he killed, but the glory, that just makes up for a lot of it. Droid Venom did a lot of work. He was the one, if I'm not mistaken, who was operating the STRFs. And how did our bomber do? He he went negative by 5 points. That's it. On a loss, I think it's not that bad. And by my estimate, Tikazak, who was operating the IL-102s, is one of the last players who inherited all the other people's units and who just lost all of them. So this result isn't entirely fair. When it comes to the B5, though, they actually didn't do anything. And that's a bit of a weird thing that is still in Wargame. The B5's bomb drops so slowly that it takes the aircraft less time to leave the area than it does for the B5 to get the kills registered by its own ammunition drop. So that means that these kills were his, but they're not showing up anywhere. And that's weird. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this glorious attack by Slacks and his light brigade, and of course aided by Droid Venom and the rest of his team. If you have anything as silly as this, then by all means send it in. Link down below in the description is how you send in your replays, and I am always looking for weird material like this. Hope you guys got a good laugh out of this. I hope you had a great day on death row, and I'll see you soon for more videos.